Hello everyone, in today's video I'm going to tie this very simple fly and I just decided to give it a kind of funny name, a gold digger, because of this pink detail over here. Reminds me of a lipstick because it's in front of and just gold digger. Obviously it's just a kind of Perdigon pattern and it's very easy to tie, so let's just jump into it and make a relatively short video this time. Basic material for all Perdigon flies would be some kind of thread, tinsel, whatever you can wrap up on the body, and in this case I'm going to use this Wisp A through 0, and I love it because of green color. That's my probably favorite color for most nymphs, except from pheasant tails. And before that I need size 18 hook with 2.8 millimeter copper jig head. Jig off bead. As you can see, I mounted it already because I have a couple of videos that where I was doing it, so I'll just link it so you can see the other video where I'm actually securing everything. I pre-prepared like a couple of dozens of these heads, so yeah, I'm ready for my season. Now, I'll start in a regular fashion, so I'm going to make regular jam hitch here, cut it almost instantly, and then I'll use second material, and that's Coctelion. This is a genetic one, it's not the one from Spain, so it's just like similar to Coctelion, and I just don't want to use Coctelion for nymphs as long as I have those genetic ones, because they're cheaper and effect is the same. I don't think Coctelion original one, which is quite expensive, will improve my nymphs, at least not significantly. Well, I don't think it will improve them at all, but yeah, never mind. So keep it relatively short here, the tail, and cut it. Now I'll run the thread all the way to the bend, and remember, pull up to pull down, so no tension and apply tension upwards. No tension, apply tension upwards, and in that manner the tail will stay on the top. Now when I reach the curved part of the hook, I want to add some gold wire. You can add whatever you want. I didn't add it together with Coctelion because it's kind of difficult to control two materials at the same time to place them where you want them, especially on the smaller hooks. But now I will add it on the far side. So, and I'll try to put it alongside the shank of the hook. So again, I'm applying this pull up to pull down. I don't want to rotate, but to keep everything smooth, I want to counterspin the bobbin holder to flatten the thread, and that's one of the most important things when you're making a fly. Thread control. So I want to make one more layer over here to make a nice taper, and as you can see, flat thread doesn't build up on almost any buildup over here, and I can skip some parts and build up some other parts. As soon as it gets corded again, I can counterspin the bobbin holder and flatten it again. Now the reason why I added it on the far side or to your near side is very simple. It's because if I was doing it the other way around, I would displace the tails. The first strap would be over the tails, but this way it doesn't go over the tails, so I can just place this gold wire that will give some sheen to the fly, suggest some ribs, looks nice, but you can add whatever you like. Again, it's a Perdigon pattern, like options are almost limitless. So, okay. Now at this point, I'll just flatten the thread, do a very quick whip finish, and cut the excess thread. Cutting it, I'll pull on the hook and then just place the blade onto the thread. So this way, by applying pressure, the thread will actually tuck beneath the knot without leaving those frayed parts that will stick out like a sore thumb when you put some resin over on the top of it. Next material is Vivas in orange. One hotspot here, and you can stay with this one, but okay. Again, apply same principle when cutting this thread. So just cut it in, and I want to make relatively visible, but not too big, hotspot here, and I'm continuing to build up the taper, as you can see. Okay. Now cut it as close as you can again. And I just did something that I didn't want to do. There is one frayed fiber. That's also a good opportunity to show you something. So hold the tag end, hold the tail, you don't want to do it, and then with a lighter, make fire, and just do it quickly. Okay, you don't want to burn your fly, yeah? And if you do it even for a split second over the tail, it's gone. Now, I'll use Sharpie, and for this you have to be a little bit more cautious. I want to add some black and decrease the orange. So orange is going to be just from the bottom side. Some thin UV resin. Thin resin got thick. I didn't use it for a while, so, or it may be because it's relatively cold in the room. Anyway, I'm gonna just put a layer of it over the fly, and I'll try to cover everything evenly. Thin one would go around the hook much easier. This one got pretty thick. So I'm just evening it up. And when I do that, I can just make my strokes a bit longer and clean the needle and kind of remove the excess UV that I don't want to have. I don't want too much UV here. I don't want to add too much bulk, but I still want this taper to be visible. Anyway, that's done. Fry it with a light. Now, to add contrast, like very good contrast here, I'll add a little bit more of the marker to the top of the fly, making this wing case cover. And here you can play with the size, but don't go too crazy, too wild. And it's better to do small, like short strokes than the big ones. I think this is perfect. Here you have to be careful and to apply another kind of technique, if I can call it like that. And it's like leaning your hand on the dice, making it very stable, and then and a thumb, as you can see, and then with another hand leaning it onto it. So making very stable and accurate kind of a tool out of your hands. And here I'm using very small amount of UV, just touching it. I want it to kind of soak into this hole that's on the jig off. Okay, that is okay. And I will add just a tiny little drop of UV to cover the cover the wing case. So wing case ready. This may be a little bit too much. Let's see. Okay, I'll remove what I don't need here. Okay, touching it. Okay. I made a mistake, obviously. Added too much, so million times I said and million times other people said less is more, and I didn't listen to my advice and everyone's advice here. But there is a solution to it, and it's very near, and it's called a feather. Clean up, fry it, and you're done. So guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope that you saw me making some mistakes and correcting them as well. But yeah, and I owe you the pink one. This is the pink. So again, Royal CC. It's not that I'm like very big fan of this brand, but they have cheap stuff and relatively good quality for the money. So, and it's very available. That's probably the biggest reason why I'm using them here. I'm in China and they are a Chinese company. So that's why I'm using them most of the time. It's very easy to get them here. So guys, thank you again, and keep safe and tight lines.